Good morning, guys. This is Jen from ScanNCut Canvas and ScalHelp on Facebook. Okay, so the TTF converter. A lot of times when you do the subtract, like I show in the other videos, it works to help take all those irritating issues away of it not welding correctly. But there are some fonts that do. You can sit in there, you can mess with them forever, and it just won't work. Here's one, the Honey script. So I've typed it out. I've saved it, so let's pull it in here. Excuse me. Maybe. Okay, right here it is. I think. Canvas has been acting a little funny lately, so hopefully it'll work with us. Alright, yep, here it is. Okay, so let's highlight all of this. Let's group it so we can make it bigger so we can see what we're doing. Alright, so it's got all of these little things there. Well, let's see if we can do our little thing so that we can get rid of them. Okay, so let's do this. Let's come up here and do that. Nope, there's the path errors. Let's try the H. And I'll tell you, I worked with this the other day. Okay, so the H works. I worked with this the other day for about 2 hours, trying to go through, correct the paths, because if you come in here, let me magnify this. If you come in here and you magnify it, you will actually find there are broken paths. Okay, see this one right here is actually crossed, so that will give you that error. This one in here has some issues right there. The L, when you blow it up, is not closed right there. So you can come in here, you can double click it. Come on. You can bring up, maybe, the nodes, and you can come in and you can do your close thing. Alright, you can do all of that. You can back them up. You can uncross them. That's what I did for 3 hours. You can come up here. Oops, hang on, I guess I gotta get out of that node edit screen, don't I? Yes, I do. You can do all of that noise, and it still will give you this error message. First of all, you should not have to work for 2 hours to try to get it to work. That's just not sane. When you have a limited time to craft, that's not a good thing to do, all right? It's going to drive you crazy. So what you need to do, for those of you that use Canvas, okay, just bring it up in Inkscape. All right, let's try this over here. So I have the Honey script right here because these are loaded onto your system. Type in Honey script. Okay, so right there it is. Now, anytime, oops, let me move this up here so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, anytime you have a font, you need to place a path function on it in order to get it to show up in Canvas. Anytime you have an image file, okay, you have to bitmap trace it or trace in general. So still a path function placed upon that as well. Okay, so you need to remember those two key things. So any path has to be placed on whatever you're trying to do. If you do not do that, it is not going to import into Canvas. Alright, so now after all that blah blah, let's do a union, a path union. Not an object to path. No, we don't need to do that. We're just going to do a path union because we want to get rid of those junky lines that join those letters. We don't want to see all that. So let's do IS for Inkscape Honey. And if you recall, this is my lesson, I think lesson 16 in my Canvas new user group. Okay, so let's back this out. Bring this down. Back this out so we can see the whole thing. All right. Let's do SVG. Let's go find it. Come on, stop jumping around. Oh, let's get this one. Let's click OK. Now, mind you, if I wouldn't have been running my mouth, it would have only taken me about 2 seconds to do all of that. Okay, now look closely. Do you see any join marks? No, you do not. All of these marks that are present up in here are gone because we did the path union in Inkscape. And it came in, it transferred over because we did a path function. So I have the show only cutting line or cutting box turned on. So if I remove that, this is what shows up. Okay, so I kind of come back in here, show only the cutting line. That's what it looks like. And there you go. It's all taken care of for you. Okay. So sometimes the TTF, granted, love them for trying, but it can be extremely frustrating for those of you that are just trying to type out something simple. So in my opinion, you know, just buzz over to Inkscape, do it up real quick, use your path function so that it transfers over here, because let me show you what happens when you don't. Okay, so let me come in here. We're going to type in no path placed. And I'm not going to do any path function to this one. Okay. So you see that? I'm going to come up here and I'm going to do a save as. And we're just going to put NP for no path. And we're going to see what comes in over here in Canvas when we do this. So let's go grab it. Okay. Oh, look, I can already see it right here. It's not there because we did not put a path to it. We didn't do any. Oh, look, see? Yeah. Yep, and it's missing. So you need to place a path function into your file in order to get it to come over. All right, guys, hopefully that's helped you to understand that if you use Canvas and the TTF, which is good, great, and grand, sometimes with some fonts, not all of them, you will need to use Inkscape still because it will just drive you insane if you're trying to do something. In this, yes, this is the TTF. Sometimes it'll happen. I've had people try to use the OTF version of the font. So make sure you're using the TTF. But sometimes the lines are just a little tweaked and you can't untweak them. It just takes way too long to do. So don't even frustrate yourself. Just go immediately to Inkscape and do it. All right, guys. If you have any further questions, you can find me over at ScanNCut, Canvas, and Scal Help on Facebook. I do not get to YouTube to answer questions. I'm really busy over there, guys. So if you want, please come on over and join me. Thanks.